here to share key points from the One Columbia document that we know you all have read and reread and read again. All of us, as members of the academic team, took this process of prioritization, the report that I just referenced, extremely seriously. We worked with extreme earnest and with a great deal, we hope, of integrity. We worked in total independence to serve as stewards, as it were, of Columbia College Chicago. We did this in an effort to represent all of our colleagues. That would be full-time, part-time, staff, and administrative colleagues to create the document that Amanda's called One Columbia.
We do think that we need a dramatic evolution in the way we function together. We are at the point where we have to begin to do things differently, and in our minds, we need an extraordinarily collaborative style of leadership.
Among our recommendations, we include a more selective admissions policy. This is a tweak, but it's consistent with our values as a college of opportunity. We see this as a moral issue. We want students to succeed and persist, and not to leave prematurely with crushing debt.
Some of the budget models created for the college are based on assumptions that cause undue pressure on finances. Columbia's budget process was never about the future. It really needs to become about the future, and that's a change we really need to see happen.
We look to reinventing, restructuring the LAS core and calling it the Columbia core. We have to plan curriculum collectively. We have to eliminate duplication across the college, across departments, across the school. Collaboration needs to stretch as a continuum from enrollment to graduation.
We recommended the creation of a Center for Applied Research and Civic Engagement. We encourage and recognize that instead of discrete, separate entities, to bring all of them together as a student-centered focus for research, innovation in the arts, and community contributions.
You know, if we're going to have new revenue streams, what will be the matrix for it?
In many respects, it's about the same things. We have wonderful things to teach to people who are interested here, who aren't just college students. And we have to be smart and invent the new reflection of that and really embrace it as a whole college.
We've also discussed project-based learning for students without explaining either decision, without offering any evidence in the report for either one of those decisions. And I imagine there are other places in the report, if I read through it again, where I could probably find some other examples of that.
When we talk about the evidence-based decision-making, one of the underlying things there is not only have everybody have access to the information that we do have in ways that's usable and shared and perhaps centralized, but also that we begin to collect and manage some of the information based on what we need to know to forward student learning and engagement.
In this report, the one area that stood out to me was some talk about changes in the way enrollment will be handled at the college. It gives me great anxiety. I'd like to know more about what you guys are considering to suggest in that area.
It's about a more ethical approach to letting kids in the door, making sure they have the opportunity to succeed.
Did the academic team work or discuss ideas with the support and operations team before you finalized the reports? Because I've noticed that there are some concerns and recommendations that dovetail and differ in your reports.
I think there are interesting places where our recommendations match up and don't match up that should be fabulous fodder for conversation. In terms of what we were trying to accomplish as we move forward, we certainly shared those goals. We did meet with the teams. We didn't have time at the end to coordinate our final points.
Once again, thanks to every one of you for being here, because every one of you had some part of this prioritization process.